Righto, righto. We have the Blackcaps test team has been named, and we're approaching the start of play. Will O'Rourke and Neil Wagner coming in. We got Will Young stepping in at number 5 for Daryl Mitchell, which means Will Young, he's open the batting. He's probably batted 3 or 4 at some stage, maybe not in Test cricket, but he
I think he
is.
might have played 4 because his debut was for. I remember him coming in for Taylor, but then I also remember that happened, and then he didn't get to play because there was a terrorist attack. He might have played. Let's see.
No, he didn't play that game. But now he's batting number
No,
5.
I mean he might have played since, but who knows?
Yeah.
He's batting 5 today.
So he's batting 5. So it means Mitchell Santner drops out, and they've still got the spin options, plural, with Glenn Phillips and Rachin Ravindra. What do you make of the inclusions of O'Rourke and Neil Wagner together?
Well, I picked the O'Rourke one that he was going to play instead of Jamison as a sort of scheduled rest for Jamison, so I'm happy with that. Um, I thought they could have kept Santner in and just batted Phillips at 5 at the expense of Young, but I'm glad Young's getting a go. I think either way, there's no wrong decision in that one. I don't expect this as a necessity to have a spinner in the same way as the Mount Maunganui pitch was, but even then, they've got 2 spinners who both took wickets in the first test, so it's not like they're going in with nothing there. Not as good as Santner, but they'll do a job. My main inclination is that it feels like this might be Neil Wagner's last test match. And I don't know. I hope he takes some wickets. I hope he does well, but it kind of like the implication over the last sort of 12 months, maybe a little bit longer, is that Wagner's has felt less essential to this team and compared to where he was in the past. And I don't know. I get the feeling there's a lot of sentimentality about him getting to play against South Africa, and I don't expect him to play against Australia. I can't remember what our next test series is after that, but he doesn't often play in the away ones anyway because you're more likely to need a spinner there. I think this might be the farewell match for old Wagner, but we'll leave that one up to him. He'll let him make that decision, but that is my inclination of that.
I don't know, we have to wait and see, but there's plenty of options. And I mean, O'Rourke, Wagner, and Will Young, they aren't necessarily first 11 players. So now the Blackcaps come into the second test with 3 players stepping in. So we can obviously, it's nothing compared to what South Africa are dealing with. I don't like Roman numerals. Like, there's no need to.
I do.
Well, that it's rude to assume that everyone can figure out Roman numerals. Like, we're not taught Roman numerals at any stage. Like, no one says like this is like young kids. It's less fortunate young kids. How are they supposed to know what Roman numerals are? I just don't like it. Like, just write 11, write 15. Like, who gives a crap? And I've seen you write Roman numerals, and I'm not happy, but it's all right.
Well, we disagree on that, but
Well, how is everyone meant to know what Roman numerals mean?
you read enough stuff where they use them, you pick it up. I remember there's a gag in The
That's an
Simpsons one
assumption.
time where Bart had to figure out Roman numerals and he just started counting out Rocky movies.
Well, it's the same. It's the Super Bowl. It's just like
Yeah.
instead of yeah.
Well, the
It's
Super
just
Bowl have gone too far because it's one thing you can figure out what
don't worry, don't
3
worry.
is. Super Bowl are in the 50s. It's,
Yeah, I just find Roman numerals ridiculous. But the now I've lost my train of thought because I got frustrated. The
bloody
yeah.
Romans.
So the South African Romans don't even exist anymore. Like, what are we doing using their numbers? Crikey.
It's their one legacy.
It's nothing compared to what South Africa are dealing with, but you still have 3 players stepping into the Blackcaps team, couple of changes for this game, again highlighting the depth, and the fact that you can replace Kyle Jamieson with Will O'Rourke highlights what I'm saying about the funk in the seam bowling department. I will obviously be fascinated to see how the second test plays out, but if we noted that South Africa went to Bay Oval without a specialist spinner, and now they go to Hamilton and it's a green track with the Blackcaps playing 4 seamers and you choose to bat first, that's a bit weird. Like,
That's risky. Yeah, it's very risky.
well, who's to say it works or doesn't work? I just find it weird. Like, it's like, again, a bit of nitty gritty information, bit of nitty gritty knowledge. We know Bay Oval's going to favour the spin bowlers throughout the test, and you don't play a frontline spinner. Now you come to Seddon Park, where it seems a bit more in tune with regular Kiwi conditions, and you're going to have a bat first. Regardless of how strong your team is, regardless of how many first 11 players you do or don't have, those decisions don't help you out. And we'll see how the second test plays out. South Africa might score 500 runs in the first innings, and we'll discuss that on the subscriber podcast on Thursday. But at the moment, it seems like regardless of who is or isn't available for South Africa, each test has started with some quirky moves.
Yep, and I guess that's one of the things about this. They've also, their captain is one of the test debutants and amongst, and you suppose you got to expect some rookie mistakes on the captaincy front, as well as in some of the bowling and batting in the field and blah blah blah, which we did see a fair bit of in the first test. Yeah, these pitches tend to get better for batting on as they go along, so that's very surprised to see them want to bat first. But maybe it'll be a masterstroke. Maybe they'll, as you say, maybe they'll put up 500. Who knows? I don't think they will, though.
Well, hey. Stranger things have happened, and we'll wait and see. We'll obviously enjoy the action. You can stay tuned. Might be dropping some Blackcaps bits and bobs on Twitter and Facebook tomorrow morning. And the morning after that, we'll be covering Kiwi sport to the best of our ability, as we always do.